Tuna answered a call she didn't recognize, and the house never felt the same after. The phone rang in the dark, not loud, just insistent. Tuna's hand found it before her eyes did. A number she didn't recognize. She answered anyway. Hello? For a beat, there was only breathing. Then a man's voice, older, careful. Is this Tuna? Her throat tightened. Yes. Another pause, like he was choosing the cleanest words. Your husband, Alex. He's had an accident. The room didn't move. Her mind didn't move. Only the small sound of Henry's cough behind her brought everything back into focus. Henry shifted on the mattress. His breathing was still warm from the fever. Tuna sat up too fast. The blanket slid off her shoulder. Where is he? She asked, and hated how steady her voice sounded. The man didn't answer straight away. In the silence, she could hear traffic far away. A dog barking once, then stopping. Finally, he spoke again. There was a hit. The other car left. Tuna's fingers went numb around the phone. Is he? She couldn't finish the question. Henry coughed again. Wet, small, close. Tuna turned her head, watching her son's chest rise and fall, like she could hold it there with her eyes. Back on the line, the man lowered his voice. They're taking him in now. You need to come. Tuna stood, one hand already reaching for Henry, the other hand pressed by instinct to her belly. And then the voice added one last detail, quiet, specific, before the call cut off. Henry's medicine was still on the spoon. Half a dose, half finished. Tuna sat on the edge of the bed and tried again. Come on, love. Henry's lips parted, reluctant. He swallowed, then coughed. The medicine spilled down his chin and onto Tuna's fingers. Warm, sticky, smelling faintly sweet. She wiped it with the corner of her sleeve, not caring. Her phone was in her palm again. The number had vanished into the call history. No name, no saved contact. Just proof it happened. She dialed it back. It rang. Once, twice, then went dead. Tuna stared at the screen like it had personally refused her. She didn't cry. There wasn't time. She moved. Kitchen light on. A glass of water, Henry's bottle, the clinic paper she kept folded like a secret. She slipped Henry's little feet into socks with hands that wouldn't stop shaking. Henry looked up at her with heavy eyes. Mom, where? We're going out, she said softly. Just for a bit. He didn't protest. That scared her more than crying would have. Tuna pulled on a coat, missed one sleeve, forced it through. Her hand went back to her belly again. Not dramatic, just a check. A habit now. A quiet fear she carried like another organ. She opened the door. Cold air hit her face. The yard was dark, the farm beyond it even darker. She could see the outline of the bamboo fence, pale against the night. She thought of Alex driving past those same fences, past those same quiet fields. She didn't let herself imagine metal. She didn't let herself imagine blood. Taxi. She opened the app with fingers that kept slipping. The map loaded too slowly. She typed the hospital name from memory because the voice on the phone had said it like it mattered. Her screen flashed, driver assigned. 3 minutes, too long. Henry leaned against her shoulder, small and heavy. Tuna held him tighter. The baby shifted inside her, or maybe it was just her muscles tensing. She stepped onto the porch and waited. The road was empty. No headlights, no engine sound. Just the wet shine of the street light down the lane. Her phone buzzed. A message. Not the unknown number. Lan. Tuna stared at the name and didn't open it. Not because she didn't care, because opening it would make the world bigger than she could hold right now. A taxi turned into the lane, headlights washing over the bamboo fence. Tuna lifted Henry, got in. The driver glanced at the child and said nothing. Tuna gave the hospital address. Her voice came out calm, almost normal. The taxi pulled away. The farm fell behind them. As they reached the main road, Henry coughed again, harder this time. Tuna patted his back, slow. Then, without warning, a dull pain tightened low in her abdomen. Not sharp, not sudden, just a steady pressure, like a hand closing. Tuna kept her face still. She didn't want Henry to see. She didn't want the driver to hear. She looked out of the window at the wet street lights passing, one by one, and realized she was counting them like they could measure how close she was to losing control. Her phone buzzed again, Lan again. This time, Tuna opened it. One line. "Call me when you can. It's urgent." Tuna stared at the words. Then she locked the screen. Because if Alex was in a hospital right now, urgent meant nothing until she saw his face. The taxi hit a bump. Henry whimpered. Tuna's hand pressed her belly harder than she meant to. The pressure inside her answered back. A quiet, stubborn reminder. Not tonight, not now. But it didn't feel like something she could negotiate with. The hospital lights appeared ahead, harsh and bright. Tuna's mouth went dry. She paid without looking at the change. She stepped out into the cold air. Henry in her arms, her breath too shallow, and the pain still sitting in her body like it had chosen its place. The emergency entrance was louder than the night outside. Shoes squeaking, voices clipped and quick, a trolley rattling past. Tuna pushed through the doors with Henry pressed against her shoulder. And then she saw Alex, not standing, not speaking. On a gurney, his shirt cut at the side, his face pale under fluorescent light. A nurse moved fast beside him. Another lifted a chart. Alex's eyes were half open, unfocused, like he was trying to recognize the world through fog. Tuna's feet stopped. Her lungs forgot what to do. A doctor turned, spotted her, and didn't ask questions. "Family?" he said. Tuna nodded once. The doctor shoved a form toward her. "We need consent for surgery," he said, already moving. "Internal bleeding is suspected." The words didn't sound real. Tuna held the clipboard, held the pen. Her hand wouldn't behave. She tried to sign. Her signature came out wrong, crooked, incomplete, like someone else's name. A nurse leaned closer, eyes flicking down the paperwork, then to Tuna, then to her belly. Her voice dropped. "Are you pregnant?" Tuna didn't speak at first. Her throat had locked. She nodded. The nurse's expression changed. Not pity, calculation, a shift in priorities. Tuna looked back at Alex. He was being wheeled away, fast, too fast. His hand slid off the edge of the gurney, limp for a second, before a nurse pushed it back on. Tuna took one step after him, and another. Then her stomach clenched so hard she nearly folded. She gripped the counter with one hand, the pen in the other. Henry's weight pulling at her shoulder. The nurse touched her elbow. "Sit down," she murmured. Tuna shook her head. She couldn't sit. If she sat, something would start, and she wouldn't be able to stop it. The doors swung shut behind Alex. The corridor emptied, and Tuna felt warmth, sudden and unmistakable, where there should have been only pain. The theater doors closed with a sound that didn't belong in a family's life. Flat, final. Tuna stood in front of them for a moment too long, as if staring could reopen them. Then she turned away, because Henry was still in her arms, because the baby was still inside her, because her body was no longer quietly cooperating. She moved to the waiting area and lowered herself onto a plastic chair. Not gently, carefully, like every movement carried consequence. Henry's forehead rested against her collarbone. He was too quiet. His eyes were open but unfocused, tracking lights on the ceiling. Tuna pressed a kiss to his hair. "Stay with me," she whispered, not sure who she meant. Her phone buzzed again. Lon. Tuna stared at the screen. This time she didn't unlock it. She couldn't afford two emergencies at once. A nurse approached with a cup of water. "Here." Tuna took it. Her hands were steadier now, not because she was calm, because something in her had gone numb. "Is he in surgery?" she asked. The nurse hesitated, the way people do when the truth is too sharp. "They're preparing," she said. "The doctor will update you." Tuna nodded. She wasn't listening for reassurance. She was listening for language, for the tiny differences that meant danger without saying it. Henry coughed, a small, ragged sound. Tuna pulled him closer. Her abdomen tightened again, lower this time. The pressure came in a wave, then eased just enough to let her breathe. She kept her face still. A woman across the room watched her, then looked away quickly. The waiting room had its own rules. Don't stare. Don't ask. Don't make someone else's fear louder. Tuna shifted Henry onto her lap. His small hands clung to her sleeve. "Mom? Dad?" Tuna swallowed. "He's inside," she said. "Doctors are helping him." Henry's eyes filled, but he didn't cry. He just nodded like he understood something adults wished he didn't. Footsteps approached. Controlled. Measured. Alex's mother. Her coat still buttoned wrong, as if she dressed without looking. Her hair pulled back too tightly. She took in Tuna first, then Henry, then the closed doors. "What happened?" she asked. Her voice was low, not soft. Tuna didn't explain the accident. There wasn't enough information to tell a story. "Hit and run," she said simply. "They took him in." Alex's mother's jaw tightened. She looked at Tuna's posture, the way her hand kept drifting to her belly without permission. "You," she said. "Are you all right?" Tuna didn't answer straight away, because all right was too big a word. She nodded once, but it wasn't convincing. Alex's mother sat beside her, not close, just near enough to share the same tension. Her eyes stayed on the theater doors. "He shouldn't have been on that road," she said. It wasn't blame. It was a fact shaped like regret. Tuna didn't respond, because she couldn't carry Alex's mother's regret too. A doctor appeared at the end of the corridor, mask hanging at his throat, eyes tired. He walked toward them. Tuna stood immediately. Her body protested. She ignored it. Alex's mother stood too, faster than her age should allow. The doctor glanced at Tuna's belly, then back to her face. "Are you his wife?" he asked. "Yes." He nodded once. "He's stable enough for surgery," he said, "but it's not straightforward. We need to move quickly." Stable enough, not stable. Tuna heard the difference. Alex's mother stepped forward. "How long?" The doctor didn't offer comfort. "Hours," he said. "We'll do what we can." Then he added, quieter, "He's fortunate someone called it in fast." Tuna felt her chest tighten at the word fortunate, because fortunate always meant it could have gone another way. The doctor turned to leave. Tuna caught his sleeve lightly, not grabbing, not pleading. "One thing," she said. The doctor paused. Tuna's voice stayed even. "Will he wake up knowing we were here?" The doctor looked at her for a moment, as if deciding whether to lie. "I can't promise you that," he said. Then he walked away. The theater doors stayed shut. Alex's mother exhaled through her nose, controlled. Tuna sat back down. Her legs felt weak. Henry leaned into her again. and the pressure in Tuna's body returned, steady and insistent, as if reminding her she was not only waiting for Alex. Time stretched into small, cruel units. A minute, a breath, another minute. Tuna watched the theater sign above the corridor. Surgery in progress. No change, no movement. Henry's fever rose and fell in slow waves. He shivered once, then sank back into Tuna's lap. Tuna kept her hand on his back, counting the rises. Her other hand pressed her belly, not for comfort, but for monitoring. A nurse walked past, then walked past again. The second time, her eyes stayed on Tuna a fraction longer. Not judgment, assessment. Tuna recognized it. The look medical staff gave when they were deciding whether someone was about to become their patient. Alex's mother noticed too. "You're bleeding?" she said quietly. Tuna's head snapped toward her. Alex's mother didn't point, didn't dramatize it. She just held Tuna's gaze. Tuna's mouth went dry. "I don't know," she said, which was a lie. She did know. She had known since the corridor. She had just refused to say it out loud. A cramp tightened hard. Tuna's breath caught. Her fingers dug into the plastic chair. Henry looked up, startled. "Mom?" "I'm fine," Tuna said too fast. Alex's mother didn't argue with her. She stood and walked to the nurse's station. No panic, no pleading, just authority. The kind that didn't need volume. She spoke to a nurse in a low voice. Tuna couldn't hear the words, but she saw the nurse's posture change, attention sharpening. A nurse approached with a wheelchair. "Mrs. Tuna?" she asked softly. Tuna shook her head. "No." The nurse's expression stayed calm. "Just to check you," she said. "It's routine." Nothing in the hospital was routine. Not tonight. Tuna tightened her hold on Henry. "I can't leave," she said. "He's in there." The nurse glanced at the theater doors, then back to Tuna. "I understand," she said, "but if you collapse out here, you won't be able to help him at all." Tuna hated the logic because it was clean and impossible to fight. Another wave of pain hit, stronger. Tuna leaned forward without meaning to, as if her body was trying to protect itself. Henry's hands gripped her sleeve. Alex's mother returned, standing behind the nurse now. She didn't touch Tuna. She didn't tell her what to do. She just said, "You're not proving anything by suffering quietly." Tuna blinked. Not tears, just strain. She looked at Henry, at his small face, sick and confused, at the theater doors, at the sign that didn't change, and then, like a quiet defeat, she nodded once. The nurse moved the wheelchair closer. Tuna shifted Henry into Alex's mother's arms. Henry resisted at first, then gave in. Alex's mother held him firmly, not unkindly. Tuna stood. Pain flashed white across her abdomen. She gripped the wall. The nurse steadied her elbow. "Slowly," the nurse said. Tuna took a breath through her nose, controlled. She sat in the chair. The wheels rolled. The corridor light above them flickered once, then steadied. As they passed the theater doors, Tuna turned her head. She couldn't see through them, but she still looked like he might feel it. Her phone buzzed again. "Lan." This time Tuna opened it. A single line. "Alex is being discussed. Tonight." Tuna stared at the message, not understanding for a second. Then, understanding too much. She looked down at her hands, one still faintly sticky from Henry's medicine, the other trembling even now, and realized Mai didn't need Alex present to move against him. She only needed him gone. They took Tuna into a small examination room near maternity triage. Not dramatic, not urgent. Which somehow made it worse, because urgency would have meant clarity. A midwife asked questions with a gentle voice and sharp eyes. "How many weeks?" Tuna answered. "Any previous complications?" Tuna answered. "How long have you had pain tonight?" Tuna hesitated. Too long. She didn't say that part. They checked her blood pressure. Too high. They checked Henry's temperature again in the waiting bay. Still up. Alex's mother stood in the doorway, holding Henry, watching without interfering. She looked like she wanted to control the situation. But there were limits here. Not even she could argue with the body. Tuna lay back for a brief scan. The room was dim. The screen turned on. A soft sound filled the space. A heartbeat, not steady enough to feel safe, but there. Tuna closed her eyes for 1 second. Not relief, just a momentary permission to keep breathing. The midwife didn't smile. "Your pregnancy is under strain," she said, careful with her wording. "You need to rest." Rest. As if rest was a lever Tuna could pull. Tuna sat up slowly. "Can I go back out?" she asked. The midwife didn't answer straight away. She glanced at the corridor, toward the theater wing. "You can," she said finally. "But you shouldn't be alone." Tuna nodded. Alex's mother tightened her grip on Henry, like she'd already decided she was not leaving Tuna alone. They returned to the waiting area. The theater sign still read the same: surgery in progress, no update, no change. Tuna's gaze lifted to the electronic board at the end of the corridor. Names, statuses, timestamps. Alex's name sat there like an unanswered question. It didn't move. Tuna sat down slowly. Henry's head rested on Alex's mother's shoulder now, his eyes half closed, his breath shallow. Tuna looked at the child first, then at the doors, then at her phone. Lon's message still sat on the screen. "Alex is being discussed tonight." Tuna typed, then deleted. Typed again, then deleted again. What could she say from a hospital chair? What leverage did she have with a body that was already failing her? Across the corridor, a nurse pushed a trolley past. Metal wheels. Soft squeak. Tuna heard the sound and thought of the road. Of Alex alone in a car. Of a camera blinking somewhere, seeing something. And the way proof only mattered if someone allowed it to. Alex's mother sat beside her. For once she didn't speak. Her silence was heavy, protective. Batang's face flashed in Tuna's mind. Rural, steady, the kind of calm that didn't beg the world to be fair. Tuna didn't know if Batang even knew yet. She hadn't called. Not because she didn't want comfort, because comfort would break her open. The theater doors stayed shut. The sign stayed unchanged. And Tuna understood, with a cold clarity that settled deep in her bones. This night wasn't finished choosing who it would take from them.